Hey everyone, welcome, and thank you for joining me in my first video of my Becoming series. What I will be doing is recreating and building characters from the ground up, from the costume, to the voice, to the movements, to makeup application, and so forth. I will be doing this utilizing supplies that are currently available to me. I'm all about working with what you have at your disposal and within your budget. So, where there's a will, there's a way. So in this episode, I will be turning myself into the creepy, crying, slash you to bits in a heartbeat, special infected known as the Witch from the Left 4 Dead video game series. This has actually been a project a few years in the making, so you'll see some archive footage mixed in with some current footage. Now, without further ado, hit that crouch button, turn off your flashlights, and join me in becoming the Witch.
We're gonna run like hell!
So now that we've slowed her down a bit, it gives us a chance to see what she looks like and gives us something to work off of. So we're going to start with the base outfit, which is a top and bottom ladies' underwear. To get the proper length and also that ripped, uneven look, I'm going to take the top and cut a couple inches off of the bottom. To give it that nasty, worn, gross look, I'm actually going to use coffee, diluted with a little bit of water. That way the clothes aren't dyed too dark. Then I add the clothes to the mixture and let them soak for a few minutes. Underwear lattes, anyone? Then give it a good rinse and get all the coffee out. Then I hang it up and allow to dry. Moving on to the hair, I got myself a straight white wig. But the length is a little long, so I'm going to give it a trim. Moving on to the claws. I wanted to make them out of something lightweight and comfortable, so I found this craft foam. I measure out the claws onto the foam with 10 different triangles. Some are going to be longer or shorter, depending on which finger it's on. Then I cut each of the triangles out. Then I use black electrical tape to wrap the fingers from the bottom, working all the way up to the top. Because the foam was cut into triangles, it will eventually taper off into a slender, creepy claw. And here we have 10 Phase 1 claws. To give the claws that organic look, and also to cover the fact that they're covered in electrical tape, I'm going to add a layer of liquid latex to each of them. Now we have 10 Phase 2 claws. Then I'm going to add a layer of black spray paint to them. Now we have 10 Phase 3 claws, all covered in a black base coat. To finish them off, I'm going to add a layer of burgundy spray paint, which gives them a great dried blood look. I'm not going to go all the way to the bottom, about 3/4 of the claw and then tapering off to black. And here we have 10 completed claws. The great thing about them is that they can be slipped on and off, which is handy when you're wandering around a convention and you want to grab a bite to eat, use the restroom, no problem. For the eyes, I really wanted to have that creepy glowing look seen in the game. So I got myself these simple little lights that are just battery operated with a 9V. To hide my actual eyes, and to be able to see out of course, I found this black see-through fabric. I cut little circles into the fabric in the shape of my eyes. They didn't have to be perfect, just enough to cover the eye socket. Now that I have both eyes cut out, I'm going to make a small hole in the center of each of them. This is where the lights are going to actually go through and replace my eyes. So starting off, I am going to put on a dance belt from my musical theater days. These are used for, well, lack of a better term, controlling and hiding your bulge. Over that, I'm going to put on a pair of plain white tights. This will help me save time from having to paint my legs. Then I'm going to put on a wig cap to get the hair out of my face and make it easier to put makeup on, and also connect the wig to later. Now the fun begins. I'm going to use this clown white makeup and apply it all over the top of my body. I like using this stuff because it has great coverage, applies evenly, and it doesn't come off if you touch it. After you set it, of course. I took the liberty of shaving my chest, stomach, and forearms, that way the makeup has a nice smooth finish. When I said everywhere, I meant everywhere, and yes, also shaved my armpits. When you apply makeup to yourself, you learn to get creative, especially for those hard-to-reach places. I start applying makeup to my face, but you'll notice I leave my forehead area blank. You'll see why in just a moment. Now I'm going to set the makeup using baby powder. I'm going to apply it everywhere that the makeup is. This will keep the makeup from smudging and also from coming off if you touch it. And also keep you smelling baby fresh. To break up the white, I'm going to use black setting powder now. I'm paying close attention to areas that would touch the ground, and also to add depth. I apply the black powder to my legs as well. As you can see, it goes right onto the white tights. I draw out toes right onto the tights using the same powder. It gives the illusion that I'm barefoot. I then finish up the feet with more powder, making them look extra filthy. I use the black powder again to make dark circles around my eyes. This will help camouflage my actual eyes for the effect later. Time to get dressed. I put on the bottoms and the top that we made earlier. To give myself a bust, I'm going to use 2 bra inserts. Then I'm going to add a layer of Pros-Aide adhesive to each of them. It's a fairly strong makeup adhesive, and I can stick it directly onto my skin. Next, I'm going to take those lights from earlier and tape them onto my head, with the battery in the back. Now I'm going to tape the wires to my forehead. It's important to tape it onto clean, dry skin, otherwise it wouldn't have adhered. Using liquid latex, I'm going to blend the edges of the tape right into my forehead. After the latex dries and is set with powder, I can go over my forehead with makeup. Then I can go and do the little details, like my nostrils here, with more black powder. To break up the white and give the wig a dirty look, I'm going to use a black hair color spray. Then I'll be applying the wig. Notice I'll be slipping it directly over the wires in the battery. Then I'm going to pin the wig down so it stays put. I'm going to use a combination of hair gel and hairspray. This will not only make the wig less frizzy, but it will also give it a gross, wet, greasy look. To get that special infected smile, I'm going to dry my teeth and then apply black tooth color. A little goes a long way, so I'll be using just a bit to give me those infected teeth. Using more black powder, I'm going to touch up my lips and my mouth area. I'm going to use the black powder to darken my hands, but not the fingertips. Time to grab those eye covers I made earlier. After applying a little Pros-Aide around my eye area, I'm going to feed the wire of the light right through the center hole. And with that, the effect is complete. I can see out, but you can't see my eyes. Now it's time to slip on those claws. And with that, the look is complete. And that concludes my process of becoming the witch. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you had as much fun watching as I did creating it. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if there's a character you'd like to see me bring to life in a future video, leave those ideas below, because I just might do it. Thanks everyone, till next time.